Hey everybody, welcome to this next edition of Lazz Logs. You already know who this is. It's your boy Lazz. No surprise there. Um, yeah, uh, I know I finally have enough stuff together to maybe make something interesting for once. So let's just get down to it, shall we? So I want to talk about the site updates here. Admin Dragon posted a while ago from all the UI updates that occurred. And I finally had the time to review and just kind of culminate on the ideas and see where I was going to go. And pretty much for everything that was listed before, it's pretty much came to fruition. So I want to talk about the video quality of the game captures. The game captures, I don't want to say is the backbone of the content that I do, but it pretty much is, honestly. It's still a fun hobby that I do. It's not, I'm not looking to, monetizing off of it or anything like that. I just love doing it. I think it's fun, doing just the random game captures and the let's plays and whatnot. But, if you've been following me long enough, on the site or, now, on YouTube sort of, which, we'll get into that in a little bit. I'm pretty sure you've noticed that, not that the quality of the videos are bad. They could be better, obviously. Anything can be better. Of course it can be. But I'm pretty sure you've noticed, that lingering the image will just kind of cut out to black for like a millisecond or a second or so and then come back, and then it just continues, and it's not like the audio gets cut out or anything like that. So that was my big area that I wanted to focus on for the video quality of the game captures. And the thing is at least on my end, when it comes to the site, I haven't seen it's hard to tell if there's been any differences. So to kind of give somewhat of a background and whatnot, I started, well, pretty much right after when the post came out, like, hey, look, I'm going to work on video quality and everything. Whatever happened before that, still followed the format that I was using, which was 1080p at 30 frames per second with a bit rate of like 1.9 or 2.4 megabits per second. It was something like that. As well as when I edited the videos, the program that I use. Man, sorry, it just seems like my voice is almost breaking or something. I don't know, it could be the headphones or something. But anyways, the video editing program that I use, I notice right before I started figuring out if I was going to do things and whatnot, it would default to 45 frames per second, which is weird because the video itself is encoded at 30 frames per second. So I don't know if that had anything to do with that. So the biggest step that I changed there for editing the video, and the weird part is like I can't set it to a default. It just defaults to that because it'll look at the video and then think, okay, well, it can handle this for whatever weird reason. So that's something I have to manually change every time I export a video, which isn't a big deal because, it's a simple drop-down box that, I could find things, whatever, and then boom, export, and, off we go to Never Never Land. So I changed that to be a minimum of 15 frames per second with a maximum of 30 frames per second. And look, I can tell you, I didn't take any AV courses while I was in school or checked out any YouTube videos or anything. I'm a self-learning kind of guy, and I go with the punches and whatnot. And I don't have any kind of interaction with the things that I do. So this is just me, over, I don't know, 2 years now. I don't even know how long I've been doing this, honestly. For the past while now, and just notice, like, that's weird that it does that, because it doesn't do that during the recording sessions, because I can see on the computer while I'm playing the game and nothing's cutting out, as well as when I review the file before I throw it into an editor and do whatever I got to do, it still plays fine. So, for me to determine it's a hardware error, or, some kind of weird encoding things going on because of the graphics card or something, I knew it couldn't have been that. So obviously that's one of the changes that I did is, I made sure to change it to a minimum of 15 FPS, maximum of 30. Because, like what I was getting at, I don't think I don't think you can have something at 30 FPS and make it 45 or 46, whatever the hell the recommended thing it was doing by default with the video editor. I just don't get it. So yeah, so I fixed that. The other thing as well, because and it's like I said, I don't take AV. I never took an AV course. I never looked at any YouTube how-tos or anything. I'm just going off common sense of what I know and just kind of rolling with it, because this is still a hobbyist thing for me. So, like I stated before, the bit rate. Now, I can tell you, for audio and stuff, bit rate's important. So it gives you the quality and how much of the bits that you're going to view or listen, or once when you hit the play button, this is how many bits per second needs to be processed for your viewing and listening pleasure. So that's the whole idea of bit rate. Okay, so that there's your background there to kind of think about. So, like I stated before, it was either like 1.9 or 2.4 or 2.1. It was low. So, granted, the bit rate was low, and I always kept it low because, when I got the game capture device, all my hardware previously before wasn't handling it well, because I didn't have the specifications needed to run the graphics, the game capture unit. So now I got a system that can do that. Okay, cool, no problem. But I kind of left everything the same, because it's like, okay, I know this works, and then that's perfect. That's fine. Now it just flows smoothly and it's not choppy, because reading a spec sheet and checking to see what your system can do, which I did do, is hard. Or I think this chipset will work fine. I don't need a video card. Oh yeah, no. You need a video card. You need some extra juice for the caboose to be doing this. Lessons learned. It's fine, no problem. But anyway, excuse me. So anyway, I got that figured out, and I decided to max it out. So at least for the resolution settings I have for the game capture itself, it can go up to 30 megabits per second. That's the maximum setting it can go. And I did, obviously I did a test thing. I posted, that's what that Perfect Dark post was that gaming session to see, hey, how well does it play nice and whatnot. And, obviously I didn't have any system problems, no choppiness or anything from the recording process. But, at the same time, though, from making these adjustments, these videos are much bigger in size, which totally makes sense. It's higher quality stuff. So, making the changes that I did with 30 frames per second, or not 30 frames per second, 30 megabits a second. It's always been 30 frames per second. Um, the file sizes now, it it records at 13.1 gigabytes an hour. So for every hour of footage that I have, it's 13.1 gigabytes big, the file size, before I edit and do anything, which isn't an issue because, obviously I have a server, I got plenty of storage space, I'm not worried about that. But with regardless of how big the file size is, the thing that, the thing that I want to say that I've definitely seen an improvement isn't necessarily with how it operates on Lazz.network, because for how big the bit rate is, since it's 30 megabits per second, it struggles to play from the site now, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. Think about any typical internet connection that you have, and look, I mean, maybe I'm living in the past because I know that there's fiber optic networks and things like that, but look, I'm still using cable. So my biggest download speed is like 2.1 megabits a second, and that's with a wired connection. So if it's 30 megabits a second, it can't play unless it can throughput 30 megabits per second. So what that pretty much means, overall, that nobody really sees anymore because the problem's been solved, you got to let it buffer if you want to play and see it and whatnot. And generally for me, when I'm posting these videos and stuff, I'll generally create the post. I'll have the video running in the background from the server so I can link it and post it and whatnot. Because, the CSM of the site itself can't handle videos. So you can link videos, that's not a problem. You can have videos, somewhere else, but the actual site itself, you can't upload a video. You can't, just can't handle that. Oh my god. Hold on, guys. I gotta take a drink of some tea here. Whew. Yeah, I'm just... Jeez, talking myself out now. So anyways, so the thing is when I do that, I have to manually put it on the server, and then I go to a subdomain, and then just link it. So, every time I do that, I just have the video playing just a video playing in the background, see if it's going to work, see if there's any issues or anything. And granted, while I'm doing the posts, it looks like it's fine, but it's choppy. Because it has to load. It just has to freaking load. So, it doesn't help there, but I will say from uploading it to YouTube, I don't see that happening as often. With the image just cutting out, for a millisecond to a second. So I definitely want to say doing the video improvements, the quality of the game captures overall, I think it's great. I think I've probably solved that problem. It still does happen a little bit from time to time from what I've noticed. And, keep in mind, too, that I just made this change. So, really, everything that I've done for the Uncharted series so far was operating on that old moniker of how... the old moniker of video quality. So now since I improved my quality here, that the perfect dark test thing is a good, well, obviously that's the example right there, because that's what I tested it on. And the only other thing that I've been doing lately is just the GoldenEye Reloaded, which I have that completed now. So if you want to try to see a difference, you can look at any of the older game captures, but you can compare it to the last Perfect Dark. I think it was Perfect Dark 5 that I posted, and any of the GoldenEye stuff. So all right. So anyways, that's the first part of that. So the second part of the site improvements is the forums. They're gone. Obviously, if you're checking the site and wondering, well, what the fuck happened to the forums, they're gone. Just there was no engagement, and that, to me, that's the whole idea of a forum, is you have user engagement. So I never got that. I don't really have anybody else joining the site, which doesn't hurt my feelings. It's whatever. Doesn't hurt me at all. And trust me, with me saying that, it's not like, oh, well, he's really dying on the inside because he's talking about it. No. Like, look, I get it. And it was just kind of weird for the forums too, because for some of the stuff that I posted, I had like 4,000 views for one of my posts that talked about, I think it was like the Dragon Dream XP screensaver or something like that, or the Dragon Dream screensaver, just for like XP systems, and I only posted that because I'm using Windows 10. So hey, look, hey, if you download it and whatever, and it just doesn't work, and I have no idea why that was so freaking popular for some reason, but that got so many freaking views. It's just weird. It's just weird. So got a lot of views, but no interaction from anything. So and trust me, I mean, I know I have like a niche kind of website and whatnot, since I host application downloads, and if you want ISOs or whatever, you could just fill out a form, and FTP and all this other stuff. So I get it. It's very niche for what's out there, but it's not like I got. At least I don't think I have like super special applications or anything, because I don't make any of these. This is stuff that I came across and that I supported when I used to do Dragon Networks. My PC support group. But anyways, the forums, they're gone. All the contents from the forums are, I have blogs posted like how I did when the news site came out, and, they're just archived blogs. And, the weird part is at the time of this recording, let me just take a quick look to give you some values here. Like, that leaves me dumbfounded. So, for the forum archives for the site contents, I got 2,214 reads, so views. So that many times people have gone to that blog post to look at those contents, which is just weird. It's just weird, and like that's literally for the site contents, and then the site information, which was if you want to join, whatever, all that other crazy stuff or whatever, that has like 348 reads. So I don't know. It's so dumbfounding for me. Like I don't like, and I guess it's just dumbfounding because I don't have like user engagement, so I don't know what people really want or what they like. But I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I do this for me mostly, so having an audience is cool. I don't mind listening to an audience, but at least for the time being, I'm not gonna hey Lazz, you need to do more vlogs or something, or more Lazz Logs or something like that. Well, look, it's if I feel like doing it, But yeah, I have all that there. The walk down furry lanes and stuff is the same thing. Which I mean, like what the post says, no, nobody's going to notice that because you have to have an account on the site and you have to be in a certain group to view that because that's NSFW. Anyway, so there's that, and then I guess the biggest of them all, sort of, the YouTube. My YouTube channel. So if you're viewing this from YouTube, or you just happen to pass by the site and forgot that I had a YouTube channel, I've had the channel for a long time. I've never had any kind of contents to post to it and whatnot, except for what I've been doing the past like 2-ish years, give or take. And like I stated before, when I got that set up around December of last year, everything was going to be posted as unlisted. And then obviously, if you wanted to view it on YouTube, you had to come to my site because I had a link that would take you to that. Everything's public now. So you can subscribe to the channel if you really like the stuff that I post here on the site, or if you're checking this out on YouTube right now. Cool, great. And I've stated it before, as I kind of stutter and fumble around with my words because I don't really have a script for any of these Lazz Logs. So I get it. There's so many different websites and accounts and all this other stuff. And look, I'm the same way. That's why I don't take it personally if nobody creates an account here. It's a personal website. I post personal things, and it's like, I mean, I don't mind people join and post their stuff. It's here. I don't care. You want a home away from home, it's there for it. But then it's creating an account and doing all this and whatnot. And I get that. I totally get that. And that was kind of the downfall of the forums too, by the way, because there was no setting to have people just anonymously post things for whatever weird reason. But I guess it makes sense so you can moderate things better. I'm pretty sure, because there was a lot of moderator settings and stuff for the forums that I never really got to use or whatever, because only have one other user join the entire time. So anyways, I got a little off track there. But, it still has to do with the YouTube thing. So I get it. A lot of people use YouTube. It's a great springboard platform or in-between kind of thing and whatnot. And, since I'm doing videos, mostly it makes sense to use it. It's free. It's free, and you can put, it's not like how it was from the early 2000s and 2010s where it's like, well, you can only post so many minutes of content, or the file size had to be this or this size or whatever. Now it's just, fuck it, have at it, throw whatever. So, that's what I've been doing, just been throwing stuff at it. And at least for everything that I've posted, I have everything except for one game capture of Death Stranding, and it's only because I was only focusing on getting my zip lines repaired and stuff. So, I was jamming out music because it was just it was just going to be a big, huge, dead period. And, obviously, I just kind of put all the music that I listened to the entire time while fixing it. And then once I got it fixed, continue my thing, I stopped the music. But obviously, it just had so much copyrighted music and stuff. It just got blocked. I didn't get a strike. It just flat out blocked it, and just said, hey, look, if you want to post this, you got to file for something. You got to fight it with the YouTube people. And it's like, well, like I said, I do this for fun, so I don't care. So I don't think YouTube's going to be that bad of a platform anyways. I mean, everybody uses it. Everybody has a YouTube account. Everybody does the algorithm thing or whatever. So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, and that kind of wraps up everything for the site updates that have changed. Um, over the past sort of 2 weeks. It hasn't really been 2 weeks, but yeah, yeah, that's what happened. Um, yeah, so nothing too exciting here, but last week, I had vacation. Well, I say vacation, but really I had paid time off. I took a week off last week, which if most of you guys have me on Telegram and Discord and everywhere where I go, I'm pretty sure you probably noticed like, good lord, this guy is posting stuff frequently, all times of the day and night. And well, yeah, because I just didn't sleep. I was just having a good time, relaxing and playing games, and so that's why that's why there was just a sudden surge of content kind of being posted and stuff, just because I had a week off, which I haven't been able to take a week off in a long time. So it was really, it was nice. I mean, I guess that's just the best way to put it. It was nice. I guess it could have been a bit more enjoyable, but I didn't really plan for anything. But I got so much done technically. So done along the lines of content and just keeping up with the world and everything and whatnot. So was able to get all my game captures and catching up with friends and doing all that stuff and whatnot. So it was a good time. Nothing fancy happened, but yeah, thought I'd just kind of bring that up a little bit in case some of you guys are scratching your head and it's like, okay, so he did all this stuff and now it's just died out of nowhere, which that was kind of the reason why I was able to do all the site updates, because I was off and then I had time, and I'm like, I'm going to actually look into this. So that's why all the YouTube videos that were unlisted got posted to public, and that's why if you do go to my channel, it's like, Jesus Christ, this guy posted 100 and something videos all on the same day. How was he able to do that? Well, it's been on YouTube. It's just it was set to unlisted, so that's why it just magically all popped up at the same time. But yeah, I mean, first week off in definitely over a year for sure. Like actual week off from things and just unwinding and whatnot. It was a good change of pace for sure. Because I mean, I know with some of my other videos I've stated the whole Mondays thing, and I mean I still like that, but that's the downside of doing the Mondays thing is you burn through days faster, then you can't get your paid time off back as quick. At least for my situation, for where I work, that's just kind of how that is. Unfortunately, I was planning on doing 2 weeks, and it would have been this coming week now, which is the last week of June. I would have taken that week off, but unfortunately I didn't have enough PTO because the prior years before, for me being busy and managing and running a lab and everything, I was really only able to take Mondays off because, God forbid, if I took a week off, it would be the end of the world, or if I did, I would just probably would deal with phone calls from work, and yeah, so yeah, I mean that's the only reason why, which kind of sucks. So I was looking forward to it, but unfortunately, because of health problems and doctor's appointments and things, like I had to take a whole bunch of miscellaneous days off so far throughout the year. So that's why I just, I just couldn't, I just can't take the week off. I could probably do like a day or two, but I mean, I want a week off. I don't want a day or two. That's what the weekend's for. At least that's my opinion. All right, and kind of last part of this here. And I don't think I've talked about this before. I can't really remember, but with the talk of vacation or paid time off and whatnot, because I did plan on taking just 4 weeks off for the whole year and whatnot, and I noticed that one of the weeks that I do want to take off, which by time when that happens, I should have my PTO hours, you know, accumulated back to a certain point. Megaplex, the furry convention here in, in Central Florida, that's on the weekend of Labor Day, which, I haven't looked into Megaplex since right around the start of the pandemic when I was thinking, like, yeah, I really want to go to one and whatnot, because, I mean, if you guys know me in general and follow me, well, I'm a furry. Look at the profile pictures, me referencing as a dragon or whatever. It's raw. Yeah, I'm a furry. I'm a furry, man. Hate to break it to you, but it's true. I'm not afraid to hide that fact. So I noticed this, and I'm really banking on going. It really comes down to me talking to my friends, seeing if anybody's interested in going, which, I haven't really done that yet, because good job me. But I'm really kind of banking on, like, I feel like the moons and the planets and the universes align perfectly where, I've been wanting to go to a furry convention for the longest time, since before the pandemic. And never really knew about Megaplex until before the pandemic and whatnot. And it's local in my area. And, I want to at least go to one. And that's what everybody says in the community as well. It's like, you got to go to at least one, where if you like it or don't, you got to go to at least one. It doesn't have to be, Midwest Fur Fest or Anthrocon or any, it doesn't have to be any of the widely recognizable ones, here in the U.S. or over in Europe and stuff. But I'm hoping everything's going to work out where I'll be able to go. I don't really want to go alone, honestly. And and even with this part of the video, this isn't me asking people, hey, if you live in the Central Florida area, if you're going to go to Megaplex, hey, hit me up and let's see if we can hang out or whatever. That's totally not the idea. It's more so like, I'm just kind of getting that out there. Like, I feel like this is the year, this is the time, even if I just go for one day and I can't get anybody and it's just me, I did it. I did it. And, obviously if I really like it, then, that might be something I might do every year, honestly. And, obviously, I don't have a fursuit or anything like that, and you don't have to have anything like that to go to these events. I know that and whatnot. But, who knows? If I like it enough and whatnot, maybe I'll look into that. Invest a portion of my retirement into something that I guess I can enjoy for now. Being a furry on the exterior instead of the interior. But I just want to put that out there. That's kind of been like my yearly goal since like 2019 is to go to a furry convention. And obviously with work that kind of made that impossible. And also timing was always horrible for me. Because, Megaplex isn't always, like, it just so happens that it's falling on, this time period and whatnot. Okay, I'm going to have to pause real quick. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, everybody. Had a phone call. That's how it be. But anyway, kind of like what I stated overall, I'm planning on doing Megaplex. I really want to do Megaplex, and what if I have my friends come with me or not? I think I'm just gonna follow through with it. So, obviously I'll give more details on that as time goes on, because it's not going to be till Labor Day weekend is when it's going to be running this year. So and it's almost the end of June. And at least for the pre-sale for tickets is all the way till like I think it was July 20th. But even so, you can still pay at the door to get a ticket and whatnot too. So even if I really drag my feet or just procrastinate or just unsure or just too anxious to go by myself, whatever in the world that's going to be, we'll see. But like I stated before, I think the universe and everything has aligned that I think that's my cue to do this thing. I think this is my cue. So I think I'm going to take the universe up on the offer and probably do that. So, if you're a furry and you're going to be at Megaplex and whatnot, and want to hit me up and whatnot, well, all my socials are on the site and YouTube and everything. Maybe we can plan something and whatnot. Don't know if I'm going to do a full weekend pass or just one day or something, since it would be my first venture doing it. But we'll see however it goes. All right, and I think right there, that kind of wraps up this Lazz log here. I know these are far and few between, but like I kind of stated in every single one of these, I just don't think there's enough interesting things that happen in my life to warrant for one. Kind of like how I used to do vlogs, but yeah, but even I didn't do a lot of vlogs too, because I was thinking, I did them often at work, but I actually didn't. I think I only did one at work the entire time because I was just stuck there and had nothing better to do while just being stuck there waiting for testing to get done. But anyways, enough of that. Hopefully you enjoyed this Lazz log. It's been a while and whatnot. The site updates are pretty awesome. Seeing how YouTube's kind of unfurling is a bit exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. But I'm ready for the positives and the negatives for anything on the internet. It's just how it is. And regardless of my vacation not being what I want it to be, trying to get 2 weeks off for June and whatnot, I got something to look forward to for Megaplex, since I'm planning on being off that week. That week going into Labor Day. So, well, the Labor Day weekend, that is. So, yeah. But anyways, that's enough of me jabbering on and meandering about and whatnot. Hopefully you like this, and follow me on all my socials and stuff. That's listed on the site and YouTube and everywhere else where I go and whatnot. So follow me around if you want to get more details, because obviously, if you're just only doing it on YouTube, I don't feel comfortable enough to post things as often as I do on my socials and stuff, because I don't really see the reason why, I guess. All right, guys, I'll catch you with the next one, whenever that's going to be. See ya.